Hey you guys, I want to apologize for not posting a video today. For a lot of people, it's not that big a video, like, oh, okay, you didn't post this day, and like, oh, you didn't post that day, that's cool. But for me, if you've been on my channel for at least like 3 to 4 months, you know how consistent I am. I post every single day, and I make sure to get a video out for you guys, so you guys can be entertained for that day. But yesterday, I apologize for not posting a video, and I guess I do got a little bit of explaining to do. So, I'm not going to be like saying like, oh, YouTube is so hard, YouTube is so difficult, you guys, because the reality, at least for what I do, maybe for some people, it's actually really hard to do YouTube because they're going through a lot, or just editing your YouTube video is really difficult for a job. But I'd say quite a few of us, it's not really like the most difficult thing in the world. However, when you post every single day, it can get sort of stressful because especially like for people like me, I'm not saying like I'm sad, it's not like, extremely difficult, but it can get a little bit stressful at times, especially when what I have to do is sometimes when I'm doing a movie, especially since I'm a movie channel, I have to watch the movie that I'm doing for whatever the heck I'm doing with that movie. I gotta edit the video. That doesn't take too long. That'll take like about 5-10 minutes. But like I have to watch the movie, which could be, I don't know how long the movie is. It could be 90 minutes. It could be like 3 hours. That's probably one of the main issues. And then I gotta make the thumbnail. That doesn't take too long, but sometimes I own my computer. Sometimes my computer doesn't work. And when I have to like upload stuff and like make that kind of stuff. So sometimes it doesn't really work as well. And sometimes it's just like I have to come up with a video idea at the last second sometimes. And it really is just kind of hard. And especially if my video's like 30 minutes long, it'll take me solid like 15 minutes just to put the titles up here, like for my rankings. So like I did my Stan's People ranking. That took a while to like put the titles and trim everything. That's actually quite a good bit. Just to trim and do the titles. I'm not saying it's difficult. Literally what I do is I recorded clips of my videos and I just trim them. That's really all I do. But sometimes that can actually be difficult if I have a lot of clips. Now, not saying it like I'm saying YouTube isn't like the hardest thing ever. It's probably one of the easiest jobs you could ever have, I'm being fully honest. But it's just that sometimes it was hard. And yesterday, I wanted to hang out with my friends a little bit because I haven't seen them in well, I didn't like hang out outside you guys. I know, I did do that. I was just like hang out with them, chilling on Xbox, like just talking to them because I haven't talked to them in a while. So I just wanted to do that. I took a break from YouTube, but I will be coming back, obviously. And yeah, I'm sorry that it was your... Hey, what's up, you guys? We are back with another video. My name is Gavin, and today, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be reviewing the garbage movie, Seed of Chucky. Such a, just honestly, a spoiler, I did not like this movie. I hate this movie with all my guts. It's one of the worst horror films of all time, but it's going to be interesting to talk about, so let's do that. Okay, now, starting with the good of the film, honestly, I don't really have much to say about the good. There's a couple scenes where I somewhat laughed, like, got a little bit of a chuckle out of me. But that's really all I got for her. Oh yeah, and the animatronics actually looks really good, and I like the design of Chucky. These are all like little things that I liked about the film, by the way. These are not big things. I thought that even though the Kung Fu battle was extremely stupid, I thought when like Glenn was like chopping off his like arms and legs and stuff, that was cool. That was cool. But let's move on to the negative of this film. It's gonna be now. It is an inappropriate film, but I'm not gonna try to go into detail of the inappropriate stuff of this film. There's some really gross humor, like some really just disgusting things that like the intro is really gross, and there's just stuff that they do in the film that's really disgusting, and that just disgusts me overall. And just why would you put this in a Chucky movie? And Glenda, what is that? There's apparently gender issues in which is unique in a horror film, but in a Chucky movie, it just doesn't feel quite right, and just, it plays out really bad. Glenn pees his pants, and literally gets yelled at by a British girl for doing so. Tiffany, because apparently Jennifer Tilly's also in this movie. And yeah, what they did with her, I really did not like as well. I'm not going to get into that as well. But Tiffany in this film is so annoying. She's extremely annoying. A lot of people hate her in Cult. I thought she was a little bit off in Cult. I really didn't like her in Cult, but at least she wasn't this is like the movie she's the worst in my opinion. She acts like a motherly figure and just acts so annoying. She's insufferably annoying and doesn't act like the same character she did in Bride. Who's like, I loved her Bride. She was amazing in Bride. But in this film, she's so insufferably annoying. You just can't stand her. And she's just supposed to be this motherly figure for Glenn. And then you got Well, at least the thing is, at least Chucky still acts like Chucky. That's one of the only little nitpicks I can give this film is that Chucky still acts like Chucky. But Tiffany in this movie is she's just awful. She's extremely bad. You just don't like her. There's nothing about her you like. She just acts like this motherly figure and stuff. And the show, and how she like goes into Jennifer Tilly's body, and then like she's saying all this stuff about Glenn. Is that Jennifer Tilly saying those things, or is that Tiffany saying those things? You don't really know. And then they have Redman in this film, who's I guess a rapper, and they have him as a director in this film. I'm just saying he doesn't really look like a director. Like I know that's not really a racist thing to say. I'm just saying he really doesn't look like a director at all. Like he's got a beanie on, and just I guess the way I'm saying like the way he just doesn't look or feel like a director. I guess I'm gonna get a lot of comments saying that, but just like I guess I'm just stereotyping. I'm not saying he looks like a gangster or anything. I'm just saying he just doesn't look like he looks like more like he would be a rapper than he would actually be a director. I'm gonna get a lot of hate comments about that, but it really is true. I'm not trying to be racist. I'm just saying that. But what I'm saying is he's really bad. He's really bad for the very few lines he has. Remember, usually what happens is that when there's a rapper and they decide to put him in a horror film, he usually sucks, and he does in this movie. But putting that on a side note, just the jokes in this film, there's like, besides the gross jokes that I just talked about, there's some really weird just stuff that happens in this film. There's a whole scene with Jennifer Tilly, I mean, the Britney Spears cameo, what was that? And then Chucky just tries to crashes the car, and then it blows up, and like it crashes he like crashes the car off the road, and then blows up. Like that makes any sense at all? And just like me and my dad were just like, what is this? And just I thought maybe this would be somewhat entertaining, but it's not. It's just that last stuff that they did is just a drag, and just everything about this movie is just awful. It really is just truly awful in almost every single way. Just Glenn looks. Just everything they did with Glenn was just weird and ugly. Like he looks like apparently he has a British accent. Like how does he have a British accent? Tiffany doesn't have a British accent. Chucky doesn't have a British accent. And apparently people when when they're Japanese, apparently they have it on the wrist saying that they are Japanese. That that makes any sense. And how is Glenn Japanese? That makes any sense? The kung fu battle at the end, what was that? That really was really weird. Where and it wasn't even like entertainingly bad. Like there were some cool action sequences. No, it's just stupid and it lasts for like 5 seconds of the film, and all the other human characters are just really annoying, and just the whole thing about the Chucky. And like there being a Chucky movie while they're in a Chucky movie doesn't really make sense at all. And just just what happens with that, and the ending about how Glenn somehow ends up becoming a human and just turns into a human, that doesn't really make any sense at all. The whole ending scene with Chucky getting back at him is just not very good. Chucky is at his least funniest out of all of these films. Like, I barely laughed. I maybe had like one little chuckle out of the entire film with Chucky in it. He is not funny in this film at all. And just him having this whole soap opera thing with his family is just so dreadful. I don't want to see this in a Chucky movie. If it's a Chucky movie, make it entertaining. Ramp up, give us some kills, give us some gore. Maybe give some really good build tension, some good atmosphere. Give us good stuff. Make us entertained. That's part of what slasher films are for, is to entertain horror fans. In this film, it doesn't entertain you. It tries to have this whole soap opera dynamic with Chucky and Tiffany and Glenn that's just awful. And there's whole like little debate about, does Glenn want to be a boy or a girl, and just like what he wants to be, and then just what he ends up, and apparently he ends up choosing to be a girl at first, and then ends up choosing to be a guy. And the fact that he still loves his father at the end. Why would you love your father? Just all this stuff that really doesn't work. And just Glenn is a character. I know I've been saying stuff a little bit about him, but just Glenn as a character in this movie, like he doesn't act at all like his parents. The only reason I like him in the end scene is where he's chopping off Chucky's legs and stuff, is because he actually acts like his father in the film, and how when Glenn says, "You guys just want to think about what you want to do, but you don't want to think about what I want to do," is just are you kidding me? You actually added this in a Chucky film, and just Like Tiffany, the voice acting is just not even good for her in this film. Brad Dourif is by far at his weakest when it comes to voice acting Chucky and in this film. And just the kills are even really weird. Like this apparently at this time was the goriest film. But there's scenes where they're literally like there's like a scene where they tie a rope to a guy's neck and then they pull it and apparently his neck blasts off. How does that make any sense? And just some of the gore, just the way it looks really fake. And just there's a lot of stuff like that that just really didn't work. And the ending of this movie just like they try to make it like, okay, here's a sequel with Glenn, which never happened. It never will happen. I don't think we'll ever see Glenn ever again after that film. And just it tries to set up a sequel, and then it bombed, and then they couldn't make the sequel, and they just don't want to risk it again. And then it will Curse, which is a way better movie that you'll see much behind this. And Don Mancini. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention Don Mancini directed this movie. And it's really poorly directed. It's very poorly directed. You can tell this is the first time ever directing a film. And just, man, what an entrance. And just by far the weakest Chucky third act with the Kung Fu battle. And just some weird stuff that they try to do that's very complex. And just the thing is, Chucky, he ends up, he's about to possess these people. And then he's like, no, I like being the killer doll. And just, why? You've been building up to this for 4 movies now. And you're not going to do it. Are you kidding me? And just the way that plays out, it's just like the easiest way to just continue Chucky being Chucky. And then Curse even tries to like control people. So how do you change? You just change randomly somehow? And then he did the same thing in Cult. And where he was like taking over a body. So why does it matter? This doesn't make any sense. And Tiff, like where Jennifer Tilly is playing Jennifer Tilly, you don't like her at all. She's just so unlikable in this film. And just it doesn't make sense because Jennifer Tilly was Jennifer Tilly and Bride of Chucky and Chuck's the exact same as in this film. And just the continuity in this movie is just it's destroyed at this moment. And conveniently, it's when Don Mancini directed the movies. It's just there's no continuity, and I'm glad that they fixed it a little bit up with Curse and had the continuity a lot better improved. But in this film, they just mess it up. Apparently, Chucky's in a Chucky movie and just all this self-aware stuff, and they're self-aware about other things. And just stuff like that just really doesn't work. There's a lot of just bad humor overall. And the thing is, this movie isn't even rewatchable. I don't want to rewatch this. My overall score for this film would be an F. The only Chucky movie I will never rewatch and I have no reason to own. So yeah, guys, that's the video. I'm going to try to get my Child's Play everything out because I've been building up to this for like a month now. I'm like gonna deliver it to you guys because I know you guys want it so badly. I already have the list planned. I think I might try to get it out today if I don't tomorrow. I'll see you guys next time. Hit that subscribe button.